Eiroforum is a partnership between different intergovernmental research infrastructure operating in particle physics, astronomy, space science, material science, molecular biology, and fusion. The main goal of Eiroforum is to exploit the synergies between these different organizations.
Eiroforum is a lot more than just a collection of the 7 best research infrastructures in Europe. In sharing experience, in finding and adopting best practices, and by taking science forward in a very cost-effective way within Europe is a great challenge, and this is met within the context of Eiroforum.
Eiroforum is a collaboration between 7 research organisations in Europe in many areas. The area I'm most involved with is that of communication and outreach, and especially into schools, where we are trying to convey the amazing science that goes on in all our organisations to teachers and to students in Europe. And seeing if we can help teachers improve the science teaching in Europe, what can we offer them to make their job easier?
I would say the main activity is devoted to the teachers and the students of the secondary school. The future of science is associated with getting bright students interested in scientific matter. The area in which I plan to invest in my activity are basically 2. The first one is the formation of new research infrastructure, in which Eiroforum can bring all the experience accumulated over the years. The second area is the discussion for the new framework program that will start in 2015. We are now still in the middle of an economical crisis, and the best way to come out is to rediscover the intimate link between research and innovation. If we will be successful, we could meet the Lisbon goal of making Europe the most dynamic, knowledge-based society in the world. In my view, fusion is among the first examples, if not the first example, of European research area. Our activities have been coordinated under the umbrella of the Euratom agreement since the very beginning, and this has allowed all the scientists belonging to the various European laboratories to have access to the JET data and access to the JET facility, to the use of the JET facility. In my view, the experience of the Eiroforum organization shows that there are 3 key aspects that every new research infrastructure has to follow. First, scientific excellence. Second, sound governance. Third, public responsibility. Scientific excellence means that with a world-class research infrastructure, you can attract the best scientists and have the necessary scientific diversity to make cutting-edge research. Sound governance means that you need to have an organization that not only guarantee the operation of the facility, but also the necessary enhancements over the life of the facility. Public responsibility means that the research environment needs to demonstrate that it is able to give back to the society what it has received from the society. And this involves technology transfers, knowledge sharing, training, outreach and education.
Of course, the scientific issues addressed by all members are quite different, but even then there are many similarities, not only in technical issues, but also in managerial and communication issues. But more importantly for me is the fact that as a whole we're addressing two very fundamental issues. Those are the ones of responsibility to the public in all that we do and transferring our knowledge, and in the area of developing the map of Europe for the future in science and technology. The benefits are great. There is no question about that. And many of these stem from the fact that fusion operates within Europe in a way that is quite different from any other member of Eiroforum. Fusion operates as a collection of 26 associations, and these work together in a very strong networking way together with the European Commission. And this network was already set up more than 30 years ago and has proven to be a very robust way of doing research. And one particular example of this is that since the very early days of fusion in Europe, there has been the possibility of having mobility of staff between the different research associations and now at JET as well. And we benefit tremendously from this. And this is a particular area, the mobility of researchers, the mobility of engineers, technicians and administrators, which Europe as a whole is facing up to at the moment. Yes, of course it does. It's very important to have a strong and authoritative voice in European research. Individually, each of the organisations in Eiroforum are well respected in the international community, and each is well capable of speaking for themselves on issues that are of direct importance to them. Collectively, one can go even further, and one can add the accumulated experience of the Eiroforum partners in order to be able to give advice, recommendations with regard to the way in which Europe, science and technology should develop in the future.
I have just taken over chairmanship of the Outreach and Education Eiroforum Group, and we do activities in public communication, letting the public of Europe know about the amazing science that Eiroforum does. But more than that, we've always done an enormous amount of activities with schools and with teachers. And this has in the past been Science on Stage, a large European teachers festival, getting European science teachers together to network and to swap ideas and experiments, and that's been tremendously successful. And it carries on with a journal called Science in School that Eiroforum sponsors and delivers to teachers online and printed, where we are able to convey not only our own science, but teacher articles on experiments that they can share amongst their colleagues around Europe, ideas for new teaching methods, and really hopefully a magazine teachers can pick up and use straight away in the classroom. In a communications job, you're engaging with many people, the press, politicians, the public, and sometimes people may think, well, why are we doing so many school visits? Why is JET hosting so many school visits? Why are we contributing to a science teachers journal? In the long term, we need scientists to come and work here and make fusion happen at JET, beyond JET, when we move to ITER and when we're having fusion power stations. So we need to increase the number of students that carry on to study physics. That's incredibly important. And it also gives us a route to the public. If students come here to see how amazing the work we do is, and teachers as well, they can convey that message to a wider body, their own families, their friends,